Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
Hey,
to
what's up, everybody? Oh, fuck. Shit, my bad.
Here I am trying to introduce season 2 of YouTube's most popular, most critically acclaimed podcast, and
Welcome
you
to the
just
Big Boy District Podcast, everybody. I'm Chase, and this is my buddy Moose. And we're out. Oh, sorry. Did you want to do the intro? We should have communicated this before we started.
you made a commitment with me behind the scenes that you were going to be a better co-host from now on, and
I don't rem. It's not on camera, so you can't prove I said shit.
that's true. All right. Well, anyway, it's been a long time, so I'm just going to say, you know what? Welcome to season 2. We took a long hiatus um, because many of you may not actually know this, but we're not friends in real life. It's not like you're watching Master Chef on Food Network and all the judges are like buddy buddy in real life. No, we fucking hate each other over here on the Big Boy District. We're
This may
strictly in it for business and sponsors, of which we have so many. And yeah, that's it. So, in lieu of season 2, it has been a while. So, how have you been? How are you doing today?
Oh, fucking terrible, man. Just literally everything that could have gone wrong in my life has gone wrong. But we're vibing.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I lost my wife and my husband.
jeez.
It's been a real, it's been a real rough couple of months.
Is that like some metrosexual polygamy?
No, I'm straight. I just had a husband.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I don't look for explanations anymore. That seems like something you'd see on Twitter. Some guy posting about like, "Oh, my wife died, but at least I still have my husband." And it's like, what? Okay, makes sense. But anyway, yeah, I've been doing good. You know, I've just been thinking a lot about how much progress has been made in terms of not sexualizing children.
We always got to
That's what I think about.
we always got to bring it back. Like we always got to come back to your urges.
My urges, well, holy shit. Okay, so I do you would you say that the issue of children being sexualized is more or less prevalent than it used to be?
I'd say it's probably about as prevalent as it always has been. It's just now people aren't like pretending that it's not happening, or pretending that it's not happening.
Fuck. God damn it. I was hoping you wouldn't come with such a logical argument, but because I was just gonna like whatever side you leaned in on, I was gonna lean on the far end of the opposite and just pretend to like totally disagree either way.
We're gonna wait. So you were gonna present me like a very, very black and white moral question, and then just hope that I would choose the very disgusting side.
Not necessarily. I was hoping maybe you would say something like, "Oh no, I think children are way more sexualized nowadays than they were
Okay,
back in
yeah.
like the 60s or 1972 or whatever."
I don't think, yeah, well, that's not a really good example because wasn't the 70s and 80s like when people started to like notice and care about pedophilia?
Probably. But for the sake of comedy, I
Mm.
guess, I'm just going to pretend to debate on the angle that I think it was worse back in the day. And here is the homework that I brought. So, this is a magazine article. This is a real article that got published in, I think it was High Times or something. But this is an article about Brooke Shields when she was 12 years old. And first and foremost, I want this podcast to be impossible to listen to in public. I just think that like the more hard hitting comedy on controversial shit, the funnier. Like I want people to not be able to listen to this in public without fear of being persecuted, I guess.
Yeah, no, if you're listening to us in public, definitely deserve to be persecuted. Like, send them straight to jail.
If you listen to our podcast, you belong in prison. Okay, so all right, so I'm just gonna read from this article, and we'll just take it from the top. So, The most perfect nymphette in all creation has been found in America. Her name is Brooke Shields. Brooke's hair is elegant brown and clean, her skin pale and Puritan, her eyes sinfully blue, and her lean body just starting to curve into womanhood. She's a sultry mix of all-American virgin and nascent whore. She's the
Wait, this is
hottest new young thing in movies since a smoldering preteen named Elizabeth Taylor stiffened up Louis.
we're gonna get arrested if you keep reading it. What is this?
She is only 12 years old and destined to be the sex symbol of 1964. All right. So, it does get worse. I'll just say it right now. Unlike pugnacious... Can you imagine calling a child pugnacious? Unlike pugnacious Jodie Foster or puerile Tatum O'Neal, she's the delicious stuff of teenage fantasies become flesh. Barely old enough to want, but too young to get. Dude, all of these sentences are like grounds for execution. Like, that's it. Lights out. Okay. So, the last line of the article, as I clear my throat again, Shields is a sweet temptation to all but blind men and eunuchs. She's a sister, daughter, sex object, victim, lover, tramp. we can look forward to watching her fill out over the next decade. Brooke Shields is not just another pretty baby. Baby.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least she's being written about. Oh my God, that was just terrible all around. I can't. Wasn't that written about her in like the 60s or whatever, or like the 70s?
Let me see here if it's
She's
in this.
57
Yeah, it
right
was
now.
in 78.
Okay. So
1978.
yep, that would have been exactly when she was 12 years old. Dude, that's like disgusting as fuck. Like,
Oh, dude, that article just straight up called a 12-year-old girl a whore. Like, that's fucked.
yeah,
That is beyond fucked up. Funny. It is definitely funny, but holy shit. That's why I'm gonna play the angle that sexualizing children is less bad nowadays than it was back then, even though I don't actually believe that. I'm gonna continue playing that angle because I don't know. I don't really have much ground. We had that movie Cuties come out on Netflix. And wasn't that basically just like softcore child porn the whole time?
pretty much.
I didn't watch that movie because, well,
Either,
I
but
didn't
that's what I
I
told me.
didn't I didn't want to end up on whatever list they were gonna put people on for that shit. There's no way that people who watched that movie weren't getting tracked in some way. But what's weird about this whole thing to me too is how Brooke Shields just kind of like shrugged it all off. Like she's been asked about it because like the general consensus is that, pretty much everyone in Hollywood back in like since the dawn of forever, they all belong in jail. They should all just be in prison. But she got asked about it and she was like, it's whatever. I'm not a victim. It's all good. And it was just like, damn. That's what Harvey Weinstein would call a good sport.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Hollywood actresses are kind of conditioned to just take shit like that on the nose, though, because it's just perverted. Like, not as much anymore, obviously, but especially back in like 1978. It's like, yeah, if you want to be a star, you're gonna have to deal with an army of perverts that like are gatekeeping you out of that.
Oh my god. Oh, I wonder, like, I guess whoever wrote that article kind of had, like, an eye into the future, because I'm pretty sure he used, like, a fake pen name to write that. And, oh my god, dude, just some of like, that's fucking hilarious. That is, like, just beyond, like, earth-shattering for some reason. Huh. Okay, so now we need to move on to um, something racist to balance out the controversy. I'm just kidding. I don't have a racist topic on deck. Could you imagine if I just like I have like some weird news feed that's like just like black people only, and I'm just like, all right, what's going on in the world of I guess not white people that I can make like a little radio show about?
To inform the other whites.
Oh shit.
I have
Okay.
kind of I have kind of a more lighthearted topic. So the overarching question is gonna sound like it has an obvious answer, but like hear me out. So the overall question is, when is it okay to be a Karen? And the reason I thought of this was because I had a like a really bad restaurant experience about 2 weeks ago, where I was out with this girl I've been seeing, and we went out to a restaurant. And well, first of all, like the wait, like they kept telling us 15 minutes, and we waited for over like an hour and a half, and it was just like that's my one of my biggest pet peeves. But that's just like normal restaurant stuff. Like I'm not gonna be a Karen over normal stuff like that. But like we stayed because she really liked the restaurant, but like just to summarize it, we had to send our food back like 3 different times because it was undercooked, and then they argued with us when I was like, hey, like could we like maybe not pay full price since it's like 6 hours later and we're just now finally getting our food. And
6 hours later.
at one point, I got called a greedy little pig by what I believe to be a Honduran man who was very frustrated with me. And keep in mind, I wasn't acting like a Karen at all. I was being very polite with every request I was making, every time I sent back the food, every time we had to deal with and be like, yo, this is not good. And the only reason we didn't leave was because she'd been begging me to go to this restaurant for like 3, 4 weeks. And she was really determined to enjoy her experience there. And but yeah, I finally one of the waiters asked me to leave because I was being a Karen. And keep in mind, never yelled, never cursed, never called anybody any names. And it's like, well, at what point is the service so lackluster that you kind of deserve a little haranguing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it also depends on the extent of the Karen-ness, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, never break a law, but like they're being outright hostile to a very polite man who has had 3 servings of undercooked chicken. Like, can I please just like get my food cooked correctly? And so, yeah, I didn't pay. We left, and like they were like, "Yeah, I'll never come back here." And I was like, "Dude, like you guys are really missing like a big point about the fact that." You're not owed respect just because you're food service people. Like you're like I will respect you and I will be nice, but there's this weird like cultural thing now where it's like taboo to get annoyed with a food person at all. And it's like, bro, I get you're making shit money, but this is the fucking job you chose. And you're being a dick right now. Like fuck off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I agree if someone's trying their hardest and like doing the work and you're being a Karen about it, fuck you. But like at what point is it just like the opposite where it's like I just paid a like I didn't pay this time, but I've had it happen before where it's like I just paid a bunch of money for a bunch of people to be rude as shit to me and serve me very poor food.
I don't know why that reminds me of like a recent restaurant story that I heard about, but it was like this dude tried to like rob a restaurant with a toy gun, and then somebody who had a real gun got up and just started fucking blasting him, just shot the ever loving shit out of him. And then when the dude dropped, he walked over and started shooting him even more while he was on the ground. And it was like controversial at the time because people were like, okay, is this overkill? Like, does this guy deserve to go to jail because he shot this dude too many times? And like honestly, like the it was like it did sound like overkill. Like the dude might as well have pulled out his penis and peed on the guy at that point. I don't know. That was a random connection. That had nothing to do with customer service.
I was like, what the fuck?
But I was like, hey,
No,
I know of a thing
I've
that
just
happened at
been
a restaurant.
I've just been noticing a lot lately where I'll go out and like pay full price for things and be perfectly polite, and people will treat me like I'm like breaking their leg or something, and it's like, what the fuck is happening?
Maybe they think that you're someone else. Like they think that you're somebody who screwed them over in a past life.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, I did probably screw over a lot of people in my past life, then or given how many people I've screwed over in this life.
I know for a fact that I have. I remember all of it. It was great. I had fun.
See that like just a weird tangent here, but like that's kind of why I don't really believe in reincarnation is because you'd think there would be like one person who would know that shit, you know? They'd be like, "Nah, I remember."
Oh, there are people out there, but it's like no one believes them because it just sounds so
Yeah,
retarded
sure.
hearing someone say it.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I didn't think about that.
Like that one conspiracy theory where people are like, yeah, so the Nazis took me to Mars and turned me into a super soldier. And now I'm just waiting for my reawakening or whatever.
There are people out there that think that the Nazis have a secret base on the dark side of the moon and they've been hiding there since 1946.
I've seen it. They took me there. That's where I got my Master Chief helmet. It's real. It's not.
Well, no, it's just stupid because it's like obviously there's no room on the dark side of the moon. Pink Floyd is back there.
Yeah, and the Transformers.
Yeah, no room for Nazis, bro. Plus the moon is famously pro-Semites.
True.
Mhm. Like it took a very staunch stance during World War II. But yeah, that's my terrible restaurant experience, and that's when it's like I don't lose my temper in public or anything, but I am gonna next time that happens be like, all right, bro, like I hate to be this guy, but like go get your manager.
I saw the most hilarious clip on Kitchen Nightmares like fucking yesterday where like there was just like a mass food poisoning epidemic going on during this restaurant rush and Gordon Ramsay's just scrambling around trying to maintain law and order and people can't get to the bathrooms fast enough. They're practically fucking puking and shitting in trash cans. And so many people just got food poisoning that like the clip just ended with the cops showing up. I was like, good God.
We got to arrest whoever made this food.
Yeah, like what the fuck, dude? How bad does it gotta be?
Yeah, that's why I think it's like criminal that like cooks get paid so little is because there's like a lot of people whose lives are in their hands.
Seriously, you really want this guy to be putting his penis on the meat? 'Cause he'll do it.
He'll do it.
All right. So because there was such a large gap between this episode and the last episode, a lot has happened. I don't even know if I've gotten to talk about God of War Ragnarok yet. I think the last game I got to wiggle my penis all over on the podcast was Elden Ring, but Elden Ring was definitely just really fucking good. I couldn't suck that game's dick hard enough. But
Before you get into God of War Ragnarok, I will say I was surprised by how quickly I stopped hearing about Elden Ring because it felt like with most previous From Software games, like for like almost years after the fact, you still saw shit about them. But I feel like I just stopped seeing shit about Elden Ring really, really quickly.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it did get sandwiched in with like a ton of other games, and like it still came out on top. Like it definitely beat up fucking Horizon Forbidden West, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was just such a big, long, expansive game that people are still just kind of taking it in and then waiting to replay it because that game is a fucking commitment. It's long. My first playthrough took me like 140 hours to finally get through the whole thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was good. I'm definitely gonna replay it at some point. There's just so much happening right now. There's so many flavors in the bowl. I don't know.
True for all of media, though. Like, it kind of feels like we need people to stop getting into entertainment because there's a lot of entertainment out there right now.
Yeah, we need to take like a year off and just let people digest stuff.
It's like we don't need any more influencers or entertainers or writers or anything. It's like we need electricians and plumbers and shit.
I need a
I s-
gastric
make a
bypass.
podcast. We don't need any more content creators except for me, though. I'm good.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna just keep this short because I genuinely can't remember if I touched on this in the last episode or not. But yeah, God of War Ragnarok was a fucking masterpiece. Elden Ring is still my game of the year, even though Elden Ring won game of the year. So like obviously, it all kind of worked out. But God of War Ragnarok is a close, very close second place. That game was amazing, so beautiful. It's been so long since I've played a game that made me feel, like pulled emotion out of me. Like actually made me tear up. It made me laugh, it made me cry. It was one of those just super engaging stories that I couldn't wait to see what was happening next. And like obviously the gameplay is fucking incredible too. The combat is really good in all the God of War games pretty much. So yeah, I loved Ragnarok. I loved Elden Ring. And that brings me to a game that I have not ranted about on the podcast. And this is a game that I don't even play anymore. But I want to talk about it because there's some hot button issues regarding this game that have to be spoken. I got to get this shit off my chest. So I'm talking Modern Warfare 2, the new one. Jesus H. Christ. Nobody's even playing this game anymore. The player base does not exist anymore, but have you played any of this game at all?
Wait, the new Modern Warfare?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it, but it was kind of ass, like all Call of Duties.
So, my thing with Modern Warfare 2 is, I guess I have to separate it between the campaign and the multiplayer. And the campaign was okay. I saw a lot of people really blowing it out of proportion, though. Like, people were saying that, like, holy shit, like, the campaign is, like, the next coming of Jesus, like, one of the best FPS campaigns ever. When I think of, like, games that are probably the best first-person shooter campaigns, I think of, like, any of the Halo games. I think of, like, Doom Eternal. I think of Halo. I already said Halo. I think of Fear, the Fear games. I think of Titanfall 2. Remember Titanfall 2's campaign? That shit slapped.
It's so dirty. Like we don't need any more CODs, bro. I want more Titanfall.
For real, I hope Titanfall 3 becomes a thing, but I want to say
No, Apex Legends, bro. That's Titanfall 3, bro. That's literally Respawn's official stance on that.
It's Titanfall 3, dude. Hi, Ty, dude. Welcome to Apex Legends.
Call of Duty.
But okay, so I actually did not play a whole lot of the multiplayer for like Modern Warfare 1, okay, so fuck. This is why they need to not retitle things, because I'm talking about Modern Warfare 2019, not Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare that came out in 2007. So just to avoid confusion, yeah, I'm talking purely about the new Modern Warfare games, not the old ones, because the old ones are all fucking really, really good. But the new ones, I didn't really play much of 2019. I played the campaign. I thought the campaign was good. So I was like, alright. And then with Modern Warfare 2, I played the campaign. I thought it was okay, but there were just a lot of people that were like, yeah, this is fucking incredible. And I was like, not really, dude. Like, do you remember the campaign for the OG Modern Warfare 2? That shit was so hype. It was literally World War 3 in modern era. Like, it was just so sick. And, like, there was nothing wrong with this campaign, but it was just kind of like a surgical terrorist hunt operation about, well, we gotta relocate some stolen missiles, and then, alright, we're done. It was kind of underwhelming compared to, like, the old game. But, like, my biggest issues are with the multiplayer. Like, for the most part, I think the campaign is fine. But the multiplayer has so many fucking problems, and that's the reason that this game doesn't have a fucking player base anymore. And it's so many things. Part of it is the skill-based matchmaking. Part of it is the fact that the game is, like, broken in so many weird little areas. And it's sad, because it has all the makings of a very, very fun, casual multiplayer game. But it is... The best way I can describe Modern Warfare 2 is that it is an amazingly fun game that is just completely ruined by some baffling design choices that I just can't explain. It hurts. It really hurts. You ever played a
Yeah,
game like that where you were just like, man, this is like a really fun game. It's too bad the developers don't want it to be.
yeah, GTA 5.
Oh yeah, GTA Online. I agree.
Yeah,
I
that's right.
agree.
GTA Online. Well, even GTA 5 to some extent, because like you try to do stuff in the missions and the game will be like, nope, you got to stay on this train track.
Yeah, the fail states in the GTA 5 missions are so stupid. It's literally like, oh, you didn't park in the right parking spot, dickhead. Mission failed. Dude, if GTA 5 didn't have checkpoints, that shit would be unplayable. Unfucking playable. Like, if you had to, like, restart missions from the very beginning over every minor fuck-up, I mean, dude, GTA 5 was so annoying with that shit. They had an option to skip missions if you wanted. Like, if you
Yeah, I
failed
remember
too
that.
often, they were like, oh, okay, little baby, you can fucking skip ahead. And
I
then I
remember
think,
I was personally insulted whenever I would see that come up after like 3 deaths.
oh, I know, same. I'd be like, yeah, fuck you, idiot game. It's not my fault. Fucking that I suck.
My fault you're not making this easy enough for me. God damn it. I'm trying my fucking hardest.
So I'm replaying GTA 4 right now for like, just recording it on the channel, and the saving grace to that game not having any checkpoints is that the vast majority of the missions are really short. And when you fail one, you get like a little notification thing on your cell phone that's like, "Hey, do you want to try again?" So you can just pop right back to the mission. So it's annoying that there's no checkpoints, but most of the time the missions are short enough that you don't really need them. GTA 5, the missions were a little bit more in depth. Like you had to like do more shit and it was just always went on longer. So if you didn't get checkpoints there, I don't think I would have even bothered beating that game. I'd be like, fuck, dude. Rockstar Rockstar Games is kind of brutal with this shit, man.
You know what game is like what Rockstar game is like really baby's first like Rockstar game though about that shit is Red Dead 2. I swear
Oh
Red
yeah.
Dead 2 like holds your hand throughout the game.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty common consensus that the easiest Rockstar game is Red Dead 2. I feel like their games have always kind of like casually gotten easier with like every release because like apparently Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2 were like really hard, but I never played those, so I have no idea. But the first GTA game I played was I think Vice City, and Vice City is like really hard by modern standards, but like what's even harder than Vice City is GTA 3. Like GTA 3 is actually kind of brutal. Like going back to that game, especially just like the base PS2 version, it's a little bit easier on PC to my understanding because you got like free aim and stuff, but if you go to like the console version, that game is harder than shit. Like the gunplay is so like the gunplay just doesn't really work in that game because it works on like an auto target system that just doesn't work right, and your character just seems to miss like every shot, and you die really quick. Like I think I was watching a YouTuber like show how quickly you die in like each game, and in GTA 3, if a guy is shooting at you with like an AK-47 and you have full health and full armor, you're still dead in like 10 shots. And that's with a fully automatic assault rifle. Like the game is brutal. Like it's actually like really hard.
Well,
It's still a great game though. I'll always
speaking of
love.
video games though, oh sorry, my bad.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Speaking of video games, this is a very good segue. Well, we were talking a bit before we turned on the mics about Forspoken.
Did I just move shit with my mind?
Yes.
She's like a. It's so weird. She's almost like a black chick that talks like Jack Black's Nacho Libre.
I do that now. I don't know.
We
I
don't
think
mind.
my main problem with it is obviously just, especially the protagonist speaking like what a boomer thought a teenager talked like in like 2006, but also just overall the stupidity of the title and how whenever anybody in the fucking game speaks, it literally just sounds like the same like person with a different voice. Everybody is just a piece of shit in that game.
All right, you racist, homophobe turf. I'm gonna put you in your place for shitting on Forspoken. Um, there are dragons in it. Bet you haven't seen that in a video game before. Hmm. There's magic in it. Bet you haven't
There's
seen that
magic,
before.
but she says fuck. She says modern curse word.
I think it's really funny how like sometimes she full blown cusses and other times she like censors herself like she's next to a child. Like sometimes she's just like, "Is that a motherfucking dragon?" And then other times she's like, "Oh my god, it's a freaking goblin." And it's like, okay, I get it. I think my least favorite part of the game, because I watched pretty much the whole thing through streams, because I really wanted to see how this game was without buying it. So I
Yep.
also, this game had some absurd system requirements for the PC version, weirdly enough. Like you needed like a dual fucking like 1220 whatever the fuck, like just crazy graphics cards.
And the graphics aren't even that good.
Yeah.
They're just really poorly optimized. So you need a really powerful machine because the machine has to like decipher the shitty fucking code.
But so my least favorite thing about the game that I saw was like Jesus Christ, why is the main character just such a jerk? Like why is she so unlikable? Like she's literally like her hallmark character trait is that she's just rude. She's just rude to everyone all the time. It's like, come on. I don't understand this trend. I just don't. I don't like it. I don't like the trend of like, all right, let's make our main characters like Velma in the new Velma show. Let's just make our main characters just the worst people that are impossible to root for.
If we were cast in like a modern Netflix or Disney Plus show or whatever, which one of us do you think would be black and which one of us would be gay?
Man, this is almost like the Proud Lips versus Fart Mouth question. Uh,
Jesus Christ.
I want to be black
All right, I'll take it in the butt.
because then I could like go skiing in the mountains and you never see black people skiing apparently, so people are gonna be like, "Holy shit, it's a black guy!" And then I could get a sound bite of somebody saying that, and then we could use that sound bite on the podcast, just at random, no context intervals. It'd be awesome.
And then that segues me into kind of, I think it was on both of our topics list. I want to talk about the Walking Dead show so far.
Yeah, that was definitely on my topics list.
What do you think of it so far? Have you seen all three of the episodes that are out?
Of you're talking about The Last of Us. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm high as fuck.
I thought you said yeah, at first you were like you said Walking Dead. I was like
Yeah, I know I did. I realized.
I actually was on that show.
Hmm. No, I'm talking about The Last of Us.
I haven't seen the third episode, but the first two were like really good, and I was like, good job, Last of Us showrunners, for making an adaptation that doesn't suck a fucking fart out of my ass like the Halo show.
Yeah, the first two episodes are really good. The third one was pretty good too. I mean, it was mostly just about Bill and Frank, which was pretty cool because like when I was playing the original Last of Us game, you can go through like Bill's notes and shit, and he would talk about a guy like when he was referencing I used to have people like to look after, and that's just not a good thing. So like you want my advice, Joel, just leave this Ellie bitch behind. But you read through his notes and he talked about a guy named Frank that like it's very implied that it was his husband or his boyfriend or whatever. Um and so it was pretty cool to see like that they weren't like at least afraid to like actually do something with that. Like it was a pretty good episode. It definitely made me cry like a fucking man baby. It was a very sad episode, but it was pretty good.
Last time I cried like a man baby was when I was staring at this juicy picture of Kurt Russell. I need to get this bad boy signed. You know where I can find Kurt Russell?
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
Okay. But yeah, so far, pretty good show. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it is, so it definitely gets points for that.
Yeah, I was definitely kind of expecting it to suck shit. I was like, yeah, the Halo show's bad. Why would this be any good? Now I want a Fallout show, but specifically a New Vegas show. I think New Vegas is just asking for an adaptation of some kind. Someone's got to do it. Maybe it'll be me.
It
I'll
is
make
my
a
it is my very, very, very strong opinion that 99% of games are really easy to make into adaptations, and the people who make the adaptations are just somehow fucking it up every time.
seriously.
Because
Like
most games have like really interesting stories already. Like, what the fuck?
for real, dude. I need an HBO fucking Fallout New Vegas, and it needs to be like Game of Thrones level shit with like it would have to be like if you're gonna make a like a Fallout New Vegas TV show, you would have to have so many different like storylines and characters and like shit going on, and then you'd have to
Yeah.
somehow weave it all together in the end at the Battle of Hoover Dam, and that like shit, you could do however many seasons you wanted. You could milk the titties dry like The Walking Dead if you wanted to. You could do whatever, but it would be really good. Maybe, unless, the fucking Halo showrunners got their hands on it.
Actually, we think video games are stupid. That's why we're making a video game adaptation.
Yeah, we advised our entire fucking staff and production crew not to play the games because we want to do our own thing with it. You fucking monkeys. Speaking of monkeys, have you ever heard of Travis the Chimp?
No.
All right, well, here we go. Travis the
I
Chimp
thought
was a
you
domestic
were gonna
chimp.
say
I'm just narrating like I'm a Wikipedia article come to life. Travis the Chimp was a chimp who did some shit. Travis Scott?
Travis Scott.
All right. So yeah, Travis the Chimp. Here is he's a big fat fucker. Look at this guy. But yeah, he was a chimp who was like, domesticated and everyone was like, "Oh, how adorable." He like belonged to this lady and he was like a local celebrity in this little town until eventually he just was given some Xanax for some reason, but his owner was like, "Here, Travis, have some drugs." And he went fucking crazy and just absolutely obliterated some woman and like attacked her and tore her to fucking pieces. And the cops showed up, shot the monkey dead. And weirdly enough, the woman survived. She's still alive to this day, I believe. But
Yeah, I've read
she
that.
is, you don't want to see what she looks like, though.
Yeah, I've read that most great apes don't really go to kill you; they just go to fuck you up beyond belief.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up a picture of Bart the bear. There we go. Bart the bear. Bart the bear makes me comfortable. I don't think he ever hurt anybody. Yeah, I think he actually won some Academy Awards. Wait, what? Charity work? He's a fucking bear. How did
Well,
he
he,
do?
well, he was probably just used in charity work.
It says here he was a spokes bear. Bart was a spokesbear for the Vital Ground Foundation, a nonprofit organization that works to preserve threatened wildlife habitat in the Rocky Mountains and on Kodiak Island. Oh no, he died of cancer. No, poor Bart. I don't know, man.
Also, a weird fun fact is sharks, they can get tumors, but they can't get cancer. So you can just see sharks out there with just big, enormous, benign tumors all over them, but it's not gonna kill them.
That's Sharktacular is what that is.
Yep. Sharks literally, I mean, I could be wrong. I could like I mean, I read this in a book when I was like 15, but like sharks literally cannot get cancer.
I need to find my next topic stat because I was hoping that uh, I would have more juice to go off of with I guess something else. I don't even. So modern warfare to why are the numbers dwindling? Where are the numbers?
Shut
Where
the
are
fuck.
they? Where did you put the numbers? Why is there no one playing this game?
I don't allow anybody
I,
to know what I do with the numbers, Cody.
real quick, I want to talk about how might sound like some Alex Jones shit, but these are some actual Activision patents that are public and you can look them up and read them. But Modern Warfare 2 is rigged. You're not allowed to be good at that game. The game actively punishes you for getting better at it. And what it does is when the game detects that you're starting to pop off, like you're getting a lot of kills, you're doing a lot of kill streaks, you're really having a good time, it starts to sabotage your netcode and your ping. And you get latency spikes in gunfights more often. You start getting shittier spawns, so you die because you just spawned right in front of an enemy's crosshair. It's the game is rigged because it doesn't want you to have too much fun at the expense of other people in the match. And the more you play the game, the more you can feel this shit going into effect. I had one match where I was on, I think it had to be shipment. Yeah, it was definitely shipment. I got like 50 kills and like 8 deaths. And the next match, I swear to God, I didn't have aim assist. Like it was gone. I didn't have aim assist anymore. It was so like noticeable that I went into my settings and I started like dicking around with the aim assist settings and I turned it on and off again and I was like, what the hell's going on, dude? So when I started getting my fucking ass kicked in that match, I went negative as hell. I think I got like 9 kills and 40 deaths or something. And then the next match, the game clearly picked up on the fact that it had like nerfed me into the ground. So not only did I have my aim assist back, but it felt like I was straight up aimbotting people. Like before I could even see them coming around corners and shit. It was like I had like a snap aiming cheat or something. It was like, what the fuck is this, dude? Like, it's so rigged. It's so bizarre. I think a lot of people kind of are sniffing that and they don't want to play a rigged fucking game that's not going to let them get better at it.
Yeah, they should just like honestly, I really would miss the old like attitude of games like old era COD and old era Halo where it's like, yeah, if you suck, then either get good or stop playing. Fuck you.
Seriously, there was no skill-based matchmaking. It was all connection-based. It prioritized getting you into the best possible lobby based on your server and your connection. So there was never any like netcode shit. That's something I see a lot of in Modern Warfare 2 is like so much rubber banding, so much lag because the game is so desperate to put you up against like pitch perfect clones of yourself. It doesn't care where these clones are. It's like, all right, you can be playing people in fucking Zimbabwe. You could be playing on Nigerian servers. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Just put me in a match with a good connection. Fuck. Like, it's okay. I don't like I miss the variety. Like the old lobbies, you never knew what you were gonna get. You never knew who you were gonna play against. But now you got like just everyone in the match is playing exactly like you. So the winner is purely determined by whoever's getting a skill-based matchmaking pity match. Whoever the game has decided, "Oh, sorry that we screwed you over the last couple matches. Now we're going to basically give you fucking cheat codes to unleash on this fucking team of fucking glue paste eaters who don't have aim assist for some reason." It's like, why? I don't get it. And then if you do somehow do like really good a few matches in a row, guess what, motherfucker? You're going up against fucking Team Cheeto Dust and Vaseline for the rest of your life. You are never escaping the thunder. Every player is just either camping or they're bunny hopping around every fucking corner like they're trying to catch a Hail Mary pass from Kirk Cousins. It's insane. It's insane. It's not fun. Make the game fun. Connection-based
Like,
matchmaking. Make it fun.
I despise that it's like make the game fun even has to be said. It's like when did that stop being like the default? Why do games always have to fight me when I play them now and like just be all around difficult to fucking maneuver and play and like I don't know. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah, exactly. Like when I was like younger, back in like middle school, me and my friends were really fucking into Call of Duty multiplayer. So like, when I finally got my Xbox Live and I can't even remember the first Call of Duty multiplayer game that I played. I think it had to have been Call of Duty 4. But I was fucking horrible at it. I was god awful at it. So what I did was I watched YouTube videos and I started practicing more. And eventually I got better. And it got to the point where I could play the game fluently and not worry about just, being cannon fodder the whole match. Like, like when you start out and you're new to a shooter, you're like, wow, I'm probably going to suck at this for a little bit. After a while, like, it was like, yeah, I got reasonably good at it. I got decent enough it was fun. But nowadays it's like you try to do that, you try to get better at the game, and it's just like, fuck you, idiot. But the game definitely does a good job of luring you in with a false sense of security. Your first like couple weeks playing the game are super fun. You're in these like I'm almost wondering if these weren't just fucking bot lobbies at this point, but the first few weeks of the game were like super balanced, where it's like, yeah, there's a few people in these lobbies that have got like all golden guns and they're clearly playing like there's $1 million on the line, but for the most part, it was fun and it was balanced. But once the game like caught wind of like my skill bracket, it was like, ooh, oh, we're gonna fucking send this guy into the shitter forever. Also, I got shadow banned for no fucking reason. But I guess everybody's getting shadow banned for no reason, so that's like
Well,
nothing.
the problem is you had a remotely right wing thought, and now you don't get to talk.
I wonder if they're fixing the shadow ban nonsense with Modern Warfare 2. Because,
No,
like,
definitely intentional.
when I got
Like
shadow banned, it
you're
made no
ill,
sense.
they
Because,
think you did something. It never makes any sense. If it made sense, you wouldn't be shadow banned. They would have fucking told you. But
yeah,
it doesn't make the reason for what they did probably they like the reason for companies to do things like shadow bans are usually either political or because they have like some secret set of in rules that are so specific and stupid that if they made them public people would just not play the game. So like maybe it's just that like oh this guy this guy uses this specific gun too much and we can't get him to use anything else. Let's shadow ban him so he can't fuck people up with this gun or you know what I mean?
yeah,
It wouldn't if it made sense they wouldn't have to be sneaky about it, you know?
exactly. Because the thing is, like, they shadow ban cheaters a lot, but, like, I'm on PS4, and cheating on a console is extraordinarily complicated. I mean, unless you get I guess a strike pack. From what I can understand, those can pretty easily be modded to do cheaty type stuff. I guess if you have like a USB, but I don't even have a strike pack. So like, what the fuck? I just got shadow banned because I was fucking popping off and people were probably reporting me. Like that was my explanation. I had a few matches on shipment where I was just going fucking haywire on some little kids. So I was just like, all right, report me all you want, you fucking whores. I'll see you in the shadow dimension. Once you get better at the game, you'll end up here too. And the funny thing is, literally all the people I was playing with in these shadow ban lobbies, they didn't look like they were cheating either. Not like literally none of them. I was just like, dude, we're all just a bunch of PS4 players being wrongfully persecuted. Like, this sucks.
So what how could you like you might have already said this, but how could you hell that you were being shadow banned?
So there were some dudes in the server that I was in the lobby with that were talking about it, and then I was like, "Yo, are we actually in like a shadow ban lobby?" They're like, "Yup." I was like, How can you tell?" So they told me about how you do it, and you go to like your Activision account, and then there's a little like tab that's buried in your account like settings somewhere that tells you like your status, and if you're shadow banned, it says under review, and mine said under review, and I was like, why am I under review? Ugh. For having thumbs, for having thumbs.
Yep. For
I got
having
reported. I got reported by a little Timmy no thumbs.
Yeah, it kind of seems like in most games it's more about like almost I don't even know how to describe it. It's just almost about like not having fun anymore, but shooting dopamine into every player's face, you know? It's like they want to make sure that you're like constantly on like a dopamine high, so that's why skill-based matchmaking and shit like that is a thing.
Exactly. It's so depressing. It's just all about making money. Because the thing with the skill-based matchmaking is like, it lures in like casual people who haven't really played the game much ever. It gets them into the fold, and then their first few matches they pop off because the SBMM is like in their ballpark like crazy, which is why like if you're ever in a match and you see a level 1, you're like, "Oh no, this asshole about to pop me." Because the game is like trying to get new players to have a fake experience, make them feel like they're really good so that they think to themselves, "Oh wow, I'm like really naturally good at this game. As soon as I start practicing, I'm going to be a beast." So I'm going to start buying cosmetics and spending money on the battle pass, and I'm going to invest more money into this game because I think I'm going to play it for a long time because I'm good at it. Little do they know that the skill-based matchmaking is just fucking lying to them. And as soon as they're done with like their first week of doing pretty well at the game, they're going to get thrown into the sweat locker and they're just going to get fucking annihilated. Because that's another thing about this game, like I don't understand, is the players. These motherfuckers play this game like Walter White's $80 million meth stash is on the line. Like every tournament, it is just so life or death. It's so sweaty. If you can't handle a sweaty shooter game, do not play Modern Warfare 2. This is the sweatiest game of all time. I guarantee you, like, as soon as the skill-based matchmaking wears off and you get into like your first real match, you will feel like you've never played a video game before. These people are so sweaty and they're so fucking like expert level good. It is nuts. It's nuts. It's just not fun. It
Yeah,
could be
that's
fun.
that's kind of the case for all Call of Duty games though, right? Like most of the time everybody's kind of a try hard.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like at least in I don't know, there's almost just something worse about it in this game. Plus in all the other Call of Duties, you had like seasonal noobs, like you'd have like the Christmas noobs, like people who got the game for Christmas, like little kids. So that would almost be like you'd get like almost these seasonal rewards, like for being good at the game. Like, all right, so you've played the game for a couple months, you've been practicing, getting better at it. So now you get to play against the Christmas noobs and you get to show off your skills playing against people who suck, and you get to use all your kill streaks and just rain hellfire on people, and it's fun. Like I'll admit, like there is definitely fun to be had playing against people below your skill level and punching down. But that's definitely not the point that I'm trying to make against skill-based matchmaking. The point that I'm trying to make really at the end of the day is we need the variety back in the lobbies and we need a better fucking connection. I want to play against all types of people, not just people who play the game like me. Playing against clones of myself, it's not fucking fun. I want to play against Tony Soprano here.
Yeah, the simplest. You're absolutely right, though. Like the only real logical thing to do is, for sure, just connection based because I've noticed that too, and I've noticed it since about Fortnite, where it's just like the ping is just always so high.
I
Like, bro,
know.
I am hardwired into my internet with a physical fucking Ethernet cable. I shouldn't have high ping. My internet speeds on like the actual internet browsers are so quick, it's like a blink. So the only reason I have high ping is because the game is being like, all right, I'm matching you with this man. His name is Paulo and he lives in Brazil. And it's like, bro, I don't want to play with, I want like just set me up with people in like fucking Western North America so my connection with them doesn't fucking suck.
For real. Skill-based matchmaking is like it's 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 ideal for like ranked playlists, but if you're just trying to play casual, like nobody wants to sweat this hard just to not get their ass kicked. Because that's the thing with Modern Warfare 2. If you're not like sweating your balls out every match, literally like standing up like 5 feet away from your TV, just like fixated on the shit like you're on drugs, you're gonna completely get fucking ass blasted. And a lot of the time it's not because of like skill, it's because of netcode. Like you'll get into a head-on gunfight with somebody, you'll fucking blast them. Clearly you're the one who shot first. You see hit markers going boom 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 boom, like the game is registering that you're shooting the shit out of this guy. And then he fires like one shot, hit firing with a pistol, and you're dead. And it's just like, what is going on here? Clearly, like nobody's this stupid. Like everybody knows that the game is just completely rigged. For what true purpose, nobody really knows. But it's money. It's money related.
I'm looking, all right, sir. Thank you for meeting with me today. So I'm looking for between 60 and 50 or 60 and 75,000 a year. I have about 10 years of experience in the IT field. Is there any benefits at this company or anything?
We have pizza parties.
Oh, bro, like every day or what?
Yeah, we have pizza parties. Yeah. Not every day, but what we do is we have this little tally sheet, and every time an accident happens at the workplace, we put a tally up there. And if we go a whole month with no tallies, then we have a pizza party.
I'm a little bit of a pizza party enthusiast. You remember in elementary school when the teacher would throw you a pizza party and you would get a slice of pizza that was basically just air?
Yeah.
Was so skinny that it was like, bro, I don't even like I remember like in like 5th grade, I got handed that and I was like having a bad day, so I just like gave it back to my teacher and I was like, I don't want this. This is stupid. And then I got sent to the corner for being a brat or whatever, and then I had to write about being grateful or whatever for what I received. And I remember I refused to do that shit too. I was like, "Fuck you!" It was a fucking piece of paper, a piece of pizza that was a millimeter wide. Eat my dick. Eat my tiny 5th grade dick.
I would have taken a shit in the classroom, just anywhere.
And I get it. It's because the teacher was buying it with her own money. I don't care. Like at that point, just don't do it.
Why would they even like throw a pizza party? Like, didn't we get pizza like every single day anyway, like at lunch?
Yep.
Oh
It was just this is good pizza though, dropped off by a guy who drives a car.
yeah, instead of like the pizza truck, you fucking school lunches were so fucking gross, dude. Like they even the pizza was weird, and they didn't even make the pizza, and it like they somehow did something to it. And it tasted fucking weird, and then they had like that like weird chicken like chicken a la Chernobyl like weird fucking like I don't even know. Like it was all the
Chalupa?
food was fucked up. I actually liked the chalupa, even though it wasn't a real chalupa. It was like a it was like a disassembled taco.
It was just a flat taco with nothing but meat and cheese.
Yeah, it was good though. I ate the
Did
hell
you
out of the
know
chalupa.
the same company that, and this shouldn't come as a surprise, but the same company that makes the school lunches in Colorado also makes the prison food for all of our state prisons?
That's not surprising at all. That is fucked up though. It shows how much they care. Why don't you pack your own lunches, you
Not
stupid little
necessarily
cocksuckers?
I don't know if it's necessarily a care thing or if it's more just of a like, yep, we're a government agency and we're going to use one company because that's simple and cheap.
Probably. School and prisons are actually quite similar.
But yeah, I remember I saw on Reddit a picture of it was like on the r/interesting sub, and it was a picture of a prisoner's food tray. It was like, yep, this is what prison food is like at so and so prison in Colorado. And I was like, that literally just looks exactly like like a high school school lunch. And then I went into the comments, and sure enough, everybody was like, yeah, if you're wondering why this looks just like your fucking school lunches as a kid, that's because it literally just is. Same cornbread, same chicken sandwich, same fucking little cup of fruit that's like half rotten and like all the juices from the fruit have soaked into the paper. Literally the same brand and milk carton and everything.
Ugh. I remember when I first got a job in high school, I stopped eating school lunches completely. I just started ordering food. I was like, oh god, this shit's nasty. I'm just gonna get some Jimmy John's or something.
I remember when in my senior year was when Uber Eats first came out, and the school tried to ban it because every lunch period all the seniors and juniors would order so much Uber Eats that it would like clog up the student drop off and pickup place. And so of course nobody listened to that rule, and so then they started confiscating people's lunches when they saw that they had Uber Eats it from somewhere. And then of course parents got really pissed about that. So that stopped really quickly. And then so the school had to set up like a little fucking Uber Eats drop off zone. And then of course like 2 months later the novelty of Uber Eats had worn off and people weren't doing it as much, so the whole thing was just kind of an exercise in futility.
Yeah, you can't like confiscate people's lunches that they just spent like 200 bucks for from Uber
Oh,
Eats.
bro, I'll never forget this. So there what was her fucking name? I don't remember her name. I think it was Noelle. She was a very like she was on the girls wrestling team. I should say she likely was the girls wrestling team. Like this was one tough lady, you know what I mean? Like very 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 built. And I remember the security guard like meekly going over to her after she got like McDonald's delivered. And then I remember very distinctly him walking away not having taken her food like he was supposed to.
It'd be funny. She like fucking bends him up into a pretzel or something.
Yeah, he literally walked up and tapped her on the shoulder, and I was a weird like high school kid, so I was just like observing from far away. But like she like snapped around and looked at him, and he like talked to her for a minute, and then he very sheepishly walked away when she turned back to her food.
He's like, that chick's a fucking man.
But yeah, I remember after they had to stop confiscating the food, they still tried to be like, but you still can't order Uber Eats. And it was just like at that point, bro, just stop. Who cares? Why do you care? Just stop.
Seriously, good god.
It's like it's clogging up the student drop-off area. Well, that sucks. Why are you making traffic a personal issue?
If we ever have to escape this school in a hot pursued high speed chase, we're not gonna be able to get to our cars fast enough.
We're not gonna be able to get to our car. I remember also another funny story because Uber, when it first came out, it's all about DoorDash now. But back in the day when Uber Eats first came out, it was a big fucking deal. And I remember this kid fucking I can't remember any names from high school, man, but this kid fucking ordered Taco Bell and had the guy bring it into the school, into the classroom, and because the delivery driver got in and like into the school so easily, like we had like an active shooter drill the next day.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that teacher got in a lot of trouble too, from what I remember, like for like opening the door to the Uber Eats guy knocking and being like, "Hey, what's up?"
Ran out of all my topics, so I'll just make one up on the fly. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, let me try that again. Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is proudly sponsored by HBO. That's right. the HBO home body odor. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are those of us who would just rather not shower. You know, quite frankly, it's a waste of fucking time. And if you don't like people, sometimes having that extra stink is a good way to repel that unwanted social interaction. So, here, our friends at Home Body Odor are selling air fresheners, only they're more like air stinkeners.
Yeah,
You
air,
you plug
air
them,
odorizers.
yeah, you plug them into your wall, and they spray like a green stinky cloud comes out of them, and it makes every little we got a word from our little custodian in the corner, said spray. Yep, that's what it is. It sprays fart smell all over you and your home. So when you go outside, you have to go past your property line. You are smelling terrible, and nobody's gonna want anything to do with you. And let me tell you what, when you go to McDonald's and get yourself a fucking Big Mac, 10-piece Mac nuggets, and a Mac fry from McDonald's, you're not going to have to talk to anybody. You're just going to get in line, you're going to tell them your order, and they're going to be like, we're on it, sir. And that's all you're going to hear. And that's all you're going to need to hear, because you're out the door with your bag of Mackie D's. And your balls stink. Everything on you stinks. You stink because of home body odor. Thank you to our friends at HBO for sponsoring today's video.
HBO odor. HBO.
All right.
HBO.
Recently, I heard a story about a toddler who somehow got his mom's vibrator stuck up his ass. And
I don't want to. Nope. I'm officially vetoing this topic.
the mom was like,
Nope,
"Oh, it
nope.
totally wasn't me, officers."
Simply filibuster you.
Okay, I gotta tell you the mom's story though.
This is a vetoed topic. We're moving on.
I gotta tell you the mom's story about how it happened though.
Fucking fine, go.
And then you gotta tell me whether or not you believe in the mom's story. Because personally, I can't find a single hole in her argument. So, when the cops are asking her how this could have possibly happened, because the first thing, like when they pull the vibrator out, the mom was like, "Oh yeah, that's mine." So she immediately identifies it as hers. But her story was that like she was looking at something on her phone, and her son like wandered away for a second. And then like started crying and bleeding from the butt, and that's how this whole thing came to light. So her story was like, "Oh, when I was looking at my phone, somebody must have came up and fucking put the plug up there while we weren't looking." Can you imagine believing that story? Like the mom's just sitting there and she's like, "Yeah, last thing I heard was a," and then I just looked up and he was crying.
I think that.
Do you believe her story?
I think she probably like is only really exaggerating about how closely she was watching him. Like she probably left him alone for a few hours and then he's like got into some shit he wasn't supposed to.
I believe her story. I think we need to start showing a little bit more compassion to mothers in need in these situations. What if you were in a park and you get a text, so you look at your phone real quick, and then while you're looking at your phone you hear a, and then you look over and suddenly your kid's crying.
Probably just leave the kid, honestly. No, there's no way they can prove that's mine. Be like, whatever.
I will say there's another detail here where when they found the vibrating...
I already put this topic and we've been talking about it for 5 minutes.
So they found signs of like somebody trying to get it out. So the mom added to her story, "Oh, well, after this stranger put it in there, he must have tried to pull it back out real quick."
Mm.
Believable. Understandable. I think we've all been there.
I can. I think she's probably the only one who's ever been there. I think she might be alone in that there.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing.
I got rickrolled earlier and it made me really upset.
How does that even happen in the year 2028?
I don't know. Oh, it was you who did it. And it's not 2028. I just glossed past that. Oh, but I did miss doing the BBD podcast.
Same. This is gonna be a good season 2 debut. Hopefully for next episode, aka the season 3 debut, I'll have extra spicy topics. Extra.
Juicy, spicy, spicerooski.
Some
Yeah, I'm
good.
gonna actually put together a topic list next time because I just kind of had three off the topic head, off the Jesus Christ, off the head. You know what I'm trying to say? Like three topics off the top of my head. There we go.
3 topics off the top of off the top. Take the top off. Take them off
Hey
the.
man, you know I just learned English last week.
I actually just don't know anything anymore. So I'm gonna ask you real quick now. Okay, what is how? All right.
I
What?
think we run out of stuff for this episode. Cody's like, nah, I can think of one. How many farts did you fart today?
Can you fart so hard your balls explode?
Yes,
Do
that
you
is
remember that?
actually
You remember that show? Fuck, what was that show called? Where it was
the
just
Eric Andre shit. No, I'm just
it,
kidding.
it was I think it was on Comedy Central. Oh no, it had to be on Spike TV, the manliest channel ever. But it was Mansers. The show was called Mansers. I kept wanting to say Mansplained, but no, it's Mansers.
Oh, I do remember Mansers, bro.
Yeah, where it was just like that over the top announcer that was like, "Can you fart so hard your balls explode?" And then he would like, they would do all these like tests to try to determine if you could in fact fart so hard that your testicles combust.
I could bust a nut.
I actually lost one of my balls. This is something I don't really like talk about a whole lot, but I lost one of my balls, so I've only got like what 3 now. I'm thinking about getting a prosthetic.
But like, how could you? How do you even like? You only have three balls, so you're basically infertile. Like,
Almost.
that's a really low number, dude. Like, you're never gonna have a kid.
For any women out there who don't know this, which I'm sure there's probably like 0 women out there who don't know this, but we the whole 2 balls thing is a myth. Like we have like 2 main balls, but the rest of them is it's kind of like a bag of marbles down there. You got like your 2 main ones, and you've got about 400 little ancillary testicles around those. Any guy can have any number of testicles, but at the end of the day, everybody has a penis.
No, not everybody.
Oh no, everybody. Everyone has a penis.
Everybody has PP.
You spend any time thinking about death?
No, I actively avoid thinking about that because it makes me sad.
Because I think about it a lot. I on a strange like every time I go up to like the mountains for like a yearly trip to the cabin, I am convinced that I am going to die in a car accident. Like when we're like packing shit into the back of the car, I am picturing the EMTs cutting my pants off. That's why I started wearing breakaway pants.
Why are you doing that?
To make it easier for them.
I think you should stop going to the cabin if that's the case. It
Oh,
doesn't sound like the cabin is doing good things for you, brother.
it's not just the cabin, like it's like everywhere. The
Well,
cabin's a good example because it's like a long trip, but yeah.
yeah, I mean, statistically, a car is definitely one of the most likely things to kill you.
What do you think are the odds of how many people do you think die on staircases because of
A lot.
cats?
Oh, a lot. It has to be. Let me look it up real quick.
Like, I feel like cats are probably responsible for a lot of staircase related
Uh,
deaths. Like,
you-
tripping over those little fuckers and then just dying. It's almost happened to me multiple times.
Okay, so I can't find anything about cats specifically, but additionally, okay, so falling down the stairs causes an average of 12,000 to 14,000 deaths per year. Stairs may not be dangerous for everybody, but young toddlers and the elderly are definitely at risk for a stair-related death.
What do you think is the funniest age for somebody to fall down the stairs?
69.
I think if, like, for somebody falling down the stairs, there's a certain age range where it's either tragic or hilarious. And if you're too young, like a little toddler falling down the stairs, that's not funny because there's no stakes. You're just like, ah, whatever, that kid's just gonna get up. But if it happens to an old person, that's also not funny because you're like, oh god, dude, that person's probably fucking dead. But if it happens to someone, I guess between like someone in like their like teenagers to 20s to 30s, that's funny.
Yeah,
You get
I'd
what I'm
say,
stepping in?
yeah, no shit that you just stepped in, brother. Allow me to tamp down on it myself.
Like if you watch like a 27-year-old take a hard tumble down the stairs, hilarious. That's funny. But if it's an old person, you're like, oh no, oh shit, are they okay? And if it's a like a toddler, you're just kind of like, eh, whatever. It's like nothing even happened. But
I
if
feel for sure the limit is probably like 39. Like if I saw a 40-year-old fall down the stairs, I'd probably laugh internally, but outwardly I would be like, "Oh shit, I should probably see if that old guy is okay."
it depends on like how many like cool noises they made on the way down, like ow, ooh, ah, ee, ah, ooh, ah.
Ooh ah ee ooh ooh ah ooh ee ooh ah ooh ah ooh ah
Bow,
ooh.
bow, 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 bow.
Like if I saw your dad fall down the stairs or my dad fall down the stairs, like or any man that age, I would just be like, "Oh fuck, like you good, bro?" But inside, I'd be like,
Are you going to my funeral?
"Oh no, oh hell no."
Good, because I'm not going to yours. And you know what told like after I lost everything in Hurricane Katrina, and you wouldn't even give me $1. That was you telling me you don't need to go to my funeral.
Dude, I would honestly rather die than go to your funeral.
I don't care if I'm living in an apartment above the fucking funeral place. I'm not going.
The funeral cemetery? I remember the only like two funerals I've ever been to were like a pretty big bummer, so I don't know if how I'd feel about going to another one. Just like I came ready to party.
I'm going to Judah's funeral. He gave me some money.
Oh, speaking of Judah, so Judah basically once a week now sends me a meme on Instagram. He followed me on Instagram and he sends me admittedly pretty fucking hilarious memes. And I ask him what he needs me to do with it, and he tells me to relay it to the others. I'm literally not kidding. I'm literally not making this up.
What the fuck?
And so I was showing Aaron for a little bit, and then Judah just started messaging Aaron himself, so Aaron blocked him.
Does Aaron
But
like
yeah,
hate
I guess I
Judah?
should have. I don't know, but I guess I should have been showing you as well because he just sends me hilarious memes, and I'm like, Judah, what is this for? And he's like, I just need you to relay this message to the others, and I'm like, okay,
That's like so.
that's a pretty Judah move. Like, I don't know, it's pretty funny.
I'm going to his funeral though because he gave me money, and that's how I base how much effort I'm willing to put in to go to your funeral is based on how much money you give me.
You keep saying that like you just heard Judah died or
No,
something, and
it's fine.
did you kill Judah and he took money from you, and now you're going to his funeral?
I'm gonna show.
Imagine murdering somebody and then just sifting through their wallet and somebody walks by and you're like, okay, it's okay. He wanted me to have this.
There's a mission in GTA 4 where you kill a guy and then go to his funeral like right after. It's pretty funny.
Wait, isn't that Mike? No, I'm thinking of the beginning of the game.
Yeah, fucking. There's a part in GTA 4 where the game is like, okay, so Francis wants you to kill his brother, and then you can choose if you want to kill Francis or his brother Derek. And I killed Francis because Francis is a sniveling little bitch and I can't stand him. And I did that, and then right after you kill him, like his entire family calls you, and they're like, "Hey, Nico, so we're having a funeral for Francis. He just passed away, sadly. You want to come?" And then Nico's just without hesitation, like, "Yes, I'd love to go to the funeral of the man I just fucking murdered."
That
So
was a really good Nico impression.
you have to like fucking
Nico Bellic.
you have to buy this fucking suit and tie, and you have to go to this asshole's funeral. And the whole time you're sitting there awkwardly next to his brother who's like looking back at you and he's like, "Yeah, I know what you did." And then Nico's like, "Yeah, I know what I did." But then they kind of do like a little high five and then the rest of the family doesn't know that Nico did it. It's so weird. And then you have to like go bury the guy because like his funeral gets attacked by some fucking rival gangsters. They show up and they're like, "Oh, fuck you, McCreary's, you Irish fucking idiots." And the McCreary's are like, "Hey, we're not that drunk and stupid. Let's kill these guys." And then you have to go bury the guy that you fucking murdered. It's kind of hilarious.
Did you ever watch The Walking Dead yet? It's been a good while now.
Have you ever seen Regarding Retard? It's my new sitcom. I play retard. I just
Dude.
I'm not allowed to talk in the show. I'm basically they're just like, "Yeah, make lovable noises." So I stand there and I go, but I'm the
I
main
just
character.
I was just literally walking back over to my mic and my cat was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna jump right into your foot." I'm sorry, Jupe. Are you okay? Come here, baby. Are you okay? Sorry. One of my least favorite things is accidentally.
My least favorite things is when I accidentally fucking have crazy, wacky Leonardo DiCaprio style sex with women that are far younger than me.
Leonardo DiCaprio is objectively a very strange man.
Yeah, I feel like everyone in Hollywood has got to just be like the creepiest. At least 90% of them.
Is Leonardo DiCaprio a Scientologist?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay, here's another
What
question.
I feel like maybe he's a paleontologist.
Shut the fuck up. So, what percentage of Hollywood is a Scientologist?
63%.
Oh wow, what the fuck?
You like
Scientology and celebrities.
Tom Cruise recently came out as a paleontologist.
Did you ever see that video of Tame of Tom of Tom?
Oh, the one where he's flying out of a helicopter and he's like, "Hey guys, thanks for watching my new movie, Top Gun." The new Top Gun movie actually fucking slaps. It's really cool.
No,
I don't
I
even.
just sorry, I literally can't stop stuttering. Um, but no, have you ever seen that video of Tom Cruise holding on to the side of an airplane for a stunt, and he literally like did it?
Yeah.
He was strapped in. Everybody was like, "Well, he was strapped in," and it's like, okay, so you go get strapped in and hang on to the side of a fucking fighter, or not a fighter jet, but a passenger plane,
For
as in
real.
I
That'd
couldn't
be.
do that. If I had all the safety gear in the world, I wouldn't do it.
I feel like I had
Okay, so
something.
actually, not that many celebrities are Scientologists. It's not as many as I thought.
Is it like 2%?
It's not a percentage, but the list is only like it's like 100 people, but it's not. I was thinking like a lot more. Like I thought like there was a good while there for that I thought every celebrity was just a Scientologist, and that just like came with the territory. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm fresh out of topics now. I mean, we could wrap up.
Yeah, I think we've been going since 5:30, so we're almost at the 2 hour mark.
Yep, it's been an hour and 27 minutes, just about.
So hour and a half, not too bad. So
It's a good
before we do that,
solid length.
I've been learning about this thing lately called words of affirmation. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around in a circle, and each of us is going to say one thing we like about each other and one thing we really like about each other. Okay? I'll start. So Cody, I really, really like that your breath is stinky enough for me to smell through a microphone. I mean, good God, the amount of courage it must take you to wake up every day and just breathe that in as your normal air is just insane. And what I really, really like about you is just how you're so dumb that it's just so easy to like look smart when I'm next to you.
All
Did that
right.
make you feel good?
Yeah.
Okay, it's your turn. Give me some words of affirmation.
Okay. So, I like how you got a big, fat, stupid, fucking ugly, dumb, big, fucking gay, dumb, retarded face. And you have a fucking big old stupid butt head.
Neither of those were words of those were just both insults. Mine were words of affirmation. What the fuck, man? I quit this fucking podcast.
Yeah, that shit sucks. All right. See if you actually left the call. Is this my show now, finally? I'm telling you, this shit blows. Cool, I'm in the call by myself. Good. All right. Oh, god damn it. I was just about to do the greatest comedy routine of all time. Just bought myself 2 hours to myself.
No, I just came to collect my things, and also tell you that you really hurt my feelings. Like I'll say it again. Mine were compliments. Yours were insults. That wasn't cool, man. And
I'm gonna.
the whole world just saw you act like that.
All right, I'm stopping the recording in 3, 2, 1. Wow, you didn't even say goodbye to the audience. How
I,
insensitive.
I quit the podcast. It's now canonical that I am not a host of Big Boy. I'll continue to do it with you, but it's now canonical that you're the only host of Big Boy District.
I've been sitting on my balls this whole time, the past hour, and now they're like stuck to my legs and burning a little bit.
It's probably from the pressure.
Okay, so if okay, how do I want to word this? Fuck. So if you had to have Jesus fucking Christ.
Hard,
Um
hard to get for sport.
Okay, so one time I was playing Cyberpunk 2077 and the game
Okay.
tricked me into having gay sex. Do you think that type of mechanic should be allowed in a video game?
I think it should be in every video.
Like the game
If
actually literally tricked me into gay sex.
yeah, that makes it more
It
realistic.
was
I
it
don't.
was it was like that article from The Onion that's like, why do all these homosexuals keep sucking my dick? Like I don't know, I couldn't escape. But do you think
What?
that that should be grounds for lawsuit?
Give me that dick. Give me that dick. Whip it out.
Should I sue CD Projekt fucking super homo whatever developer brand for putting me in the gay sex gauntlet against my video game permission?
Yes.
All right, well, it's done. I got a lawyer on this shit right now.
Are you okay? Dude, you gotta stop walking under my feet. Like seriously, what the hell, man?
The game
Like
unironically did actually do that when I first played it. Like there was like this dialogue thing with like a nightclub owner, and he said something along the lines of like, "Hey, you want to come upstairs and like check out the dancers?" And I said yes, and then the game just hard cut to like hardcore gay sex, full blown penetration and everything. And I was like, "Why did this happen? This isn't what I agreed to at all." And then I went on the subreddit to see if it happened to anybody else, and it turns out there were people who played that game and got tricked into having gay sex multiple times with multiple different NPCs. Man, they're just not making the choices clear enough.
dude, the pansexuality is enforced in Cyberpunk.
So if you had to like be fucked in the ass, what would be your ground rules? But you knew it had like it was happening and it had to happen, but you're allowed to like set some rules first. What would you
So
what would you say to
if
the
so
guy?
if I'm getting fucked in the ass and I get to set the rules, I would just set the rule that it would have to be a woman. I mean, like getting pegged isn't that much better, but at least I don't have to be like fucked by a dude.
I guess I would just say I would just say
It
like
wouldn't. It would just let the viewer.
slow. They get slow. Take it slow and simple. In slow, out slow.
I thought you were gonna say in slow, out simple.
Out simple. In slow, out simple. That's what. What if that was like a gay phrase? Like something they actually said. You know what they say? In slow, out simple. What do you think is
This is
the okay? Well, I guess that would be a good time to wrap up. It's been
oh
an
fuck. I
hour.
thought oh I didn't mean to interrupt you, my bad. And I thought we had already stopped the recording.
Oh no, I lied about that. I wanted to get some like bonus content.
Nice. But yeah, this is like the this is I don't believe that you're ending it now either.
Yeah, we've been off the books for a little bit now. This might be the second time I've lied.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't believe you.
What is your opinion on
Shut the
uh
fuck.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can pull up these Discord patch notes cuz I would like to read these.
Ask me some hard-hitting questions. What's my opinion on the Israeli-Palestinian war? Shit.
FAQs, billing person. Come on, Discord. I just need I need to read the update notes because they were kind of hilarious. Oh, come on, Discord. Just show me the update notes, you fucking idiot website.
That lets you eat website?
No, I said I called Discord an idiot.
Yeah, Discord does suck. I haven't been. I've tried a few different. I tried Zoom. I tried Microsoft Teams. I tried like 10 different alternatives to Discord, and each one succeeds in being worse than Discord in one specific way, and it's just really annoying.
Yeah, it was annoying. Well, I
I even
want to
tried,
read the message from Wumpus because the shit's always funny.
I even tried Skype for the first time since like 2014, and it didn't even work. I couldn't get it to do anything, so it's like I'm like cool.
All right. Well, I think it's finally time to wrap up for real this time. This isn't
I
gonna.
fucking hate you. You're not. You stopped recording so long ago. You're lying.
Nah, this one's not gonna be a lie. I genuinely
Oh,
just don't have any more
you're
topics.
lying. You haven't had topics. We haven't been recording.
Uh,
This is like the Truman Show.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the first episode of season 2 of the Big Boy District, coming at you live from downtown Detroit.
Oh
Uh,
fuck! I mean to hit.
Whoa, exposed, exposed. I saw your penis in that shot.
Or it's just like, whoa! I didn't mean to hit that.
Oh God, there's penis again. All right, but yeah, everybody, thank you for listening to this episode, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
I have genital herpes.
All right, that was good. That was a good episode. That was a nice long 1 hour 36 minutes and 40 something seconds. That was very good.
I'm thinking about taking over the Republican Party and renaming it the Astrophysics Party.
I'd like to take over the fucking Tea Party and call it the fucking boys only fucking no girls allowed club. You know what I'm saying? We fucking we at my version of the Tea Party, we just build fucking pillow forts the whole time. We build forts and we turn ourselves into pots and pans robots and we just play. We just play, dude. My version of the Tea Party is going to be in headlines for way more retarded reasons.
I remember anytime we had to have like a political like themed course or whatever in elementary school and shit, and we would talk about the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, I would always just never be able to get past the fact that it's called a party, but there's nothing fun about it. And I drove one of my second grade teachers insane because I literally asked her like 3 times in one semester, but why is it called a party? Because a party means a group of people. But no, party means happy fun time, and this is fucking politics. This is weird. Like, I was a very weird, like stubborn little kid.
I have I have some bad news.
Okay.
We're still recording.
No, you're not gonna phase me.
All right, goodbye everybody. Thanks for listening.